can see we've lost a few people here. I will make it short. First of all, I would like to thank my former coaches and teammates that I played with over the 3-year span here. Tim, Keith, Randy, Phil, Albie, Mark. And then I'd also like to thank my daughter, who's a senior here, will be graduating in May. Samantha, thank you for being here. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, I'm happy that she's a Trojan. I have 3 other children. 2 of them are in the Pac-12, just not Trojans, but I won't hold that against them. My time at SC was short-lived, but I enjoyed every minute of it. I really didn't flourish in my sport until I left here, but it was what I learned here is why I was able to take that next step. Learning how to fail, growing up as a young kid. When you're in college, there's a lot of responsibility in life, getting to classes on time and being accountable to your teammates, and many other things. But it was definitely a life lesson that I learned here and playing for Rod Dato. He obviously took me under his wing. I was recruited by his son Justin. In the moments that I had here, I've never forgot. I've run into several Trojan baseball players over my 26-year career. I played 22 years in the majors and 4 years in the minors. And over that time, I won't put you to sleep, but one of the coolest stories that I have, because I talked to him last year when I got inducted into the Hall of Fame, was Tom Seaver. Well, I had just been traded from Montreal to Seattle, and my first major league start, or my first American League start for the Seattle Mariners was going to be in Yankee Stadium, and Tom Seaver was working for the Yankees at the time. I was getting out of the cab. I was pitching that day with all my luggage, and he obviously had recognized me, and I'm walking down to the clubhouse with my suitcases, and he had yelled behind my back, "Tiger, Tiger, you can't be walking down to the clubhouse with your suitcases." Well, I always knew that anybody that says Tiger is a former Trojan and played for Rod Dato. And so I turned around, and obviously I recognized Tom Seaver, and it was like one of the greatest moments in my career was having Tom Seaver help me with my luggage, walking down to the clubhouse. And then, obviously, being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that is obviously a very small fraternity. About 18,000 people have played in the major leagues, and there's only about 275 players, about another 100 more executives and people like that are in it. So it's a very small company, and another Trojan meeting and encounter, we cross paths all the time. So I'll make this really short, but the one thing that I do enjoy doing is helping younger players, because without help, I probably wouldn't have advanced that much further either. So the one thing that I would like to say to the Trojan players, if they're still here, is I know what you've gone through. We all have. All the ones that have been before you and the ones that will play after you, we all know what it takes to get there. It's a matter of how hard you want to get there. How badly do you want to get there? Do you want to pay the price? I never knew I was going to get to the major leagues. You've heard it from my teammates. Kind of wild, couldn't throw strikes. I really didn't think that I was going to get to the major leagues ever. So I followed another passion of mine, and I actually went to classes and enjoyed photography and learned that. And that's a passion of mine now that I'm following after being retired for 6 years. But the one thing that I will tell you is the players that are here, is go to class, get your education so you can fall back on that, work hard between the lines, listen to your coach, Dan Hubbs, and always set the bar high. And never feel like that that's your best game. Because as soon as you feel that's your best game, you'll get content. What that best game should be is the bar that you try to achieve all the time. And whether you achieve that every time you go out there remains to be seen. A lot of times you won't, but at least you'll have a bar to strive for. So that's what I would say, is as I got further along in my career, I would set the bar high. And I think that we all have to strive for success in various ways. But always listen to other people, always be willing to learn, and work hard. And for all of you that just came to this event, I would really like to thank you for supporting Trojan baseball. It really takes a lot of people to make Trojan baseball work. A lot of volunteers, a lot of people make donations, and it's fun to come back here after being gone so long and seeing that the program is still thriving, being over on the field and still seeing my coach's name, Rod Dado Field, still there, running into Justin all the time, running into my players, my teammates all the time, more often now than in the past when I was playing, but still running into some of them, crossing paths with Mark McGuire, or Phil when he was walking down on the field, and I'm wondering, well, what did I do now? I see a guy coming towards me in a police uniform when I'm shagging balls at Dodger Stadium. But it's the stories like that, and I have a lot of them, but I won't bore you. But I thank you all for coming here. Continue to support Trojan baseball. I'm very thankful and blessed that you would have me back here, and I'd be honored like this. And it's always great to see my former teammates and a lot of the ones that played before me here. So thank you very much, and good night.